Wrestle Matts coming back at you with more SummerSlam match reviews. This time it's SummerSlam 2013. John Cena versus Daniel Bryan, baby. How are we feeling walking into this one, Matt Kelly?
This was a quick, stark reminder of how big the freaking Yes movement was, man. As soon as I saw Daniel Bryan come out and heard that crowd, I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. That's as big as anyone coming out in pro wrestling today. Not a single soul left in their seat. Everybody chanting yes.
Which is weird, kind of. We've got two faces here. We've also, It looks like the authorities kind of in the early stages. We see Vince McMahon, Triple H kind of running roughshod. This is 2013, by the way. So we get Triple H, who is authority member, as your special ref for a WWE Championship match with John Cena and Daniel Bryan. Right off the get-go, this one's technical wrestling at its finest.
Which is interesting for a John Cena match. It's a little bit of a departure, right? We don't necessarily equate John Cena with a technical match as much as we do with Daniel Bryan. And that's not to say that John Cena isn't good in the ring. It's just completely different styles. But we see John Cena adapt and kind of take on that Daniel Bryan style early on. And you see Cena really kind of hold his own. And you kind of wonder, okay, can he stick with Daniel Bryan? Can he keep pace? Can Daniel Bryan put John Cena out of his comfort zone? And that's the story going on early in the match.
When you've got a lot of back and forth, you also have a little noticeable elbow issue with John Cena. I don't know the backstory of that, but he is wearing a sleeve, so that is part of the story of this match. But to see two of the bigger faces, I think this was around the time that, they were both dating a Bella. Everything was John Cena and Daniel Bryan at the time. This was all we got on our TVs. And this was the groundswell of the Yes movement. We're not even to WrestleMania 30 yet. Right. So we're 6 months from the payoff to all of this. And like you said, the crowd is so hot for everything Daniel Bryan does. It's just crazy. And Cena as a wrestler, holding his own. Crazy beginning. And then the power spots with John Cena.
Yeah, I mean, John Cena is probably second to none in terms of WWE. It's like you talk about different kinds of power, and I think I heard it was, I want to say it was the Big Show kind of talking about different types of power. And he was talking about kind of how swift Brock Lesnar is with his power and how just absolute otherworldly strong Mark Henry is with his power. But with John Cena, it's a different level of like stability and sureness, and the way that he is just like, that he has somebody, and he does like he does it with Daniel Bryan, but he could also do it with Brock Lesnar. You know what I mean? And that's part of what makes John Cena special. Maybe he's not going to go out there and have a 5-star technical match every single time, but he's going to put on these crazy power displays.
When there's a couple moves that you see where like, holy shit, I don't know if that was supposed to be like that or if John Cena's just super ungodly strong because the way he picks up Daniel Bryan literally looks like a car wreck's about to happen. He just picks him up like there's no fucking problem. So to me, seeing Cena in 2013 compared to now, man, like I'll be honest, I miss 2013 Cena. This was hell of a match for him.
Well, I mean, age, Matty, age gets us all at some point, right? A little bit, but and Cena is still strong, no doubt about that. But it does make you have a different level of appreciation for how strong Cena was in his prime.
Yeah, and for him we saw literally this match to me was almost mostly chain wrestling. It was a lot of technical parts of Daniel Bryan's game. Looking at it now, Daniel Bryan's been out of the WWE how many years? Like a good 5, 6, something
Call
like
it 5. Yeah, something like that.
What is your opinion on Daniel Bryan as a wrestler? Because this is something I thoroughly missed. Just seeing like everything he does is crazy.
He's going to go down, and I know he was doing some work in AEW. The last I checked, I'm not sure that he was cleared with AEW, but again, I'm not keeping up with AEW every single week, so I could be wrong on that. But I think Daniel Bryan might go down as one of the biggest what ifs in terms of what if he would have stayed healthy. There's just so many times where Daniel Bryan was unfortunately hurt through his career. The style that he works is incredible to watch, but you kind of saw the blow up there with the Miz on Talking Smack that one time, and Miz talked about the way that Miz works a match and the difference between the way Daniel Bryan works a match, and it's a little bit more hard hitting, it's a little bit more reckless, but at the same time, it is also technical. But for me, Daniel Bryan, when he's at the top of his game, he's magical. He's absolutely magical, but he's just unfortunately going to go down as one of those that we missed big chunks of his prime, unfortunately, just due to injury.
Yeah, and I think that you mentioned reckless, and I think that was hard-hitting, reckless. They kind of go hand in hand by the amount of beating he takes, but what he puts his body through. And I don't know if that's just trying to make everything as real as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes your art imitates life. We see flying headbutts. We see the shot he takes on the announce table off the apron, and just everything he does, running the ropes hard, man. Like, the dude took a beating on his body, and that's why we only got this like small sample size of Daniel Bryan. But in this match, I thought from a Daniel Bryan perspective, it was technical, it was strong, he sold, he did at this, you're getting the total package of Daniel Bryan in 2013.
Yeah, absolutely, and he takes Cena. Think about this. Think about somebody saying that a wrestler takes Cena into a different place, because it's usually Cena elevating or taking another wrestler into a different place. I would argue in this match, Daniel Bryan took Cena to another level, took him to another place, and showed us what he could do. The height, I forgot that John Cena used to do this on occasion, but John Cena pulling out the leg drop, dude, it looked like he was Jeff Hardy. I mean, it was unreal.
This was basically, famouser off the top rope, basically. Like,
yeah, basically.
Oh, dude, between that, the headbutt, there was some Cena's eye getting busted open by the strong kicks from Daniel Bryan. He had a golf
ball under his eye. Yeah.
Yeah. I think this was just one of those, like, for a styles clash, it worked perfectly. I think, 100%. Like you said, it brought the best out of Cena. And that's what I wouldn't say you don't see it a lot, but we've also heard, the 5 moves of doom, these different things where Cena kind of gets shit on. But I think if he has the right dancing partner, which I'd say about 75% of the time he does, you'll get a really good John Cena match.
Maybe this is his long lost wrestling dance partner is Daniel Bryan. Maybe we should have gotten more Daniel Bryan, John Cena over the years, because if you go back and watch this and you think about, here we are on John Cena's retirement tour, I would have loved to have seen Daniel Bryan, John Cena one more time, especially after watching this. I mean, they absolutely tear the house down with these two guys.
And it was just a normal match. That was the kind of the beauty of it. It wasn't an I Quit match. It wasn't a big blow off. It was just two special faces. Referee. Okay, let's take that. But honestly, Triple H is almost in disguise till the match is over. We don't see.
Well, he calls it down the middle.
Yeah, you really don't see a heel Triple H throughout the match, which I expected more of. Like, maybe, I guess they could have made Triple H more of a focal point, but I don't know if it was necessarily needed when you have these two putting on a clinic.
No, not considering the ending we got. And I don't want to jump ahead in the story here. I'll let you take the reins on that, but considering the end, I think they did exactly right by Triple H here and just letting him call the match down the middle.
Yeah, and that's kind of a cool payoff we get to this, is we see him swapping, you get the yes lock, you get the AA, different things, and you finally get the running knee, something else that I kind of forgot Daniel Bryan did, and you get Cena losing clean, which is another thing you wouldn't expect, especially in John Cena's peak form. And that's kind of how this closes off after about 20 minutes of back and forth, technical, hard-hitting wrestling. You get the payoff with Daniel Bryan as I believe your first ever, was this his first championship?
It was his first. Yep, it was his first.
What the fuck? This is crazy. I didn't even, that adds to it even more. But yeah, Bryan wins from the running knee, 1, 2, 3, and you get the tape, everything going on, and the ending. Another part, you get, Cena leaves, shakes hand, whatever. How did you feel about this ending after he wins the title? The ticker tape balloons and everything like that. Did you feel like something else was going to happen, or did this feel like, yeah, this is good, I'll take it?
So two things real quick. First off, Daniel Bryan hard hitting, even the knee. He has to land on his back and basically on his head after he hits the running knee. So he's just taking another bump against himself there. But to answer your question, Maddie, and the end of this match, the confetti and everything going on, cinema.
Yeah.
WWE is incredible at this. This is one of the things that I think WWE is maybe unparalleled at, and we kind of saw it at the end of Survivor Series when CM Punk came back. You kind of think everything is over, and then boom, right at the end, something happens.
Yeah.
And so you've got Triple H in there celebrating. You've got the confetti. You've got Daniel Bryan. It's his first championship. Nothing can go wrong, Maddie. Surely Daniel Bryan, storybook ending at SummerSlam, beating WWE's top star. Nothing can go wrong, right? But it can.
My voices in my head, they talk to me. God, Randy Orton with the Money in the Bank briefcase after this technical classic. What the truck is going on? Then the seeds start just kind of swirling in your brain. Orton's coming to the ring. Triple H is still in the ring in the ref idea. You're like, oh, what the fuck is going down? And how does it end? How do we get there, Kelly?
Of course, Triple H is going to befriend his good buddy there, and Randy Orton spins around Daniel Bryan, hits him with the pedigree. Randy Orton cashes in Money in the Bank. 1, 2, 3. SummerSlam closes, not with Daniel Bryan and his championship, but with Randy Orton and his championship. So talk about deflating an entire stadium. The roller coaster ride that everyone went on through the match, from seeing Bryan achieve his dream to having it escape and just be gone, just like that.
When I felt it, I felt like I jumped back in time to that. Like I was part of the Yes movement. The crowd like grips you because it's so loud, and you're like, okay, this is Daniel Bryan's time. And then it's too good to be true. That's what cinema is. That's what storytelling is. And you get your payoff down the road. But this is a great way to build that story and move it on to another big pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So we get a glimpse of the Yes movement. We get kind of a premature happy ending, and then it kind of just like that. It's what it's wiped away. Yeah. Been down that road. Just what that's wrestling. End of the night, SummerSlam that goes off the air with Randy Orton as your champion. Now it's time for us to decide our job here when we're reviewing these SummerSlams. You got Cena versus Bryan in their prime. You got Randy Orton as a side dessert. How are you ranking this one?
It's 10.
Oh, shit. Bringing the fire. I love it.
Yeah, man. Everything about it it's just too good. I tried to find somewhere to fault it, and I just can't, man. There's the back and forth. There's the false finishes. There is the celebration at the end. There's the plot twist. And I grant you, Randy and Daniel is technically speaking a different match, but John and Daniel feed into that. So because it feeds and builds that ending, I just can't picture anything much like that. Has to go down as one of John Cena's best matches in his WWE career. We've known John Cena as kind of Mr. SummerSlam. He's got some great SummerSlam matches in his arsenal.
Damn.
I can't find anything wrong with this match, man. Again, it brought out a completely different Cena. Bryan was technical and great. The ending was great. I don't know what else you want, man. It's 10.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You get the crowd, you get the match, you get the ending. You get, I mean, dude, fuck, it's tough to not. Like, I was already at a 9.5, but now out of all the matches we've watched, it's by far the best one.
Oh, so yeah, absolutely.
If I'm going to be, yeah, I mean, dude, like you just said, Cena's best match I think I've ever seen. So I'm going to go 10 too. I think I'm comfortable with that. Yeah, I think we're both in lockstep. this is one of the better wrestling matches we've seen, especially at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I mean, I was sitting there, I was like trying to poke holes, right, and just and finding any sort of argument to give it a 9.5 or say it's a 9.75. But like, who are we kidding, man? It has everything that you
No.
want in pro wrestling. It's a 10, dude.
Well, and if it's a main event, it needs time to tell a story. And the story was it was two faces. Cena was having to get outside his comfort zone, and he put on a clinic with going outside your comfort zone. Two great dance partners, a great SummerSlam match. Let us know what you think in the comments about this Cena Bryan. It's a must watch. Check out our other matches we just had drop. Randy Orton versus Christian and so much more on the Wrestle Matts.